Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. Chances are many of you spent your mornings drinking your coffee and watching Mark McEwen at the network on CBS. He was on the morning program, CBS This Morning, and then on The Early Show. He is one of America's most trusted newsmen. He's interviewed presidents, actors, musicians, and countless others during his illustrious career. After leaving the network, Mark moved to Orlando to do local news there, and of course, that allowed him to spend more time with his family. Mark later suffered a stroke, and this was a game changer for him. From that, he decided to author the book After the Stroke to share with others about how, of course, this changed his life and, of course, to help others lower their risk of stroke. I'm delighted to share Mark's story with you today. Let's get started.
I'm looking at my wall. I have a chapter on Travolta, Springsteen, Colin Powell, Whoopi, um, Joni Mitchell, George Harrison, Beyonce,
Wow.
Denzel. It goes on and on. Neil Diamond, Ali, Michael Jordan.
You
I'm
have
a
interviewed the elite of the elite of the elite. I
yeah.
mean, that's unbelievable to be able to share those stories and to be able to have interviewed them. I mean, I can't even imagine. Wow.
Nicole, a lucky so and so. I, but here's the thing: instead of doing this, just talk to people, and there's stuff. When I was a news anchor, politicians didn't care for it because Congressman Barr from Georgia was going to impeach Clinton. Okay, so he comes on live, TV cameras rolling. I do the intro. So, why do you want to impeach President Clinton? He says water is wet and clouds are in the sky and the sky is blue. And I thought, I didn't ask you that. So I asked him again, why do you think Clinton should be impeached? He says, gravel is on the streets and the front lawn is green and rocks are out there as well. And I thought, this is junk. Now, Nicole,
He's
when
not
you
going to answer you, and that's
he came to say what he came to
yeah,
say. When
exactly.
you talk to entertainers, I, Nicole, I used to live for them saying, no one's ever asked me that before. You'd ask them a question, they'd tilt their head, they'd answer the question. And what fun. What fun. So you can have the Bill Bars and Nikki Haley's, all those guys. Give me Bono. Give me Denzel. Give me
Yeah.
the
I'm with you. I enjoy the entertainment aspect of interviewing and just ordinary people sharing their
me
stories.
too. Me too.
I love that because we all have a story to share. And what I love about you is you love sharing other people's stories and your own is amazing. Your story is amazing, Mark. I mean, just sitting here listening to you right now, I am in total awe of you and no, the accomplishments that and just the achievements and just that you went through this stroke and you are sitting here today to be able to tell me about it and so many others. It's like it's the fight within you and it's like the determination that I will move forward and I will share my story and you are helping so many others by doing that. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, Nicole, I give all props to my parents. My mom and dad, they were great moms, mom and dad. My mother, if you said to her, get me something, and didn't say please, she'd fold her arms and look at you. And
Good for her.
you say, oh, please. And she go, okay.
Yes, we need more please and thank yous in this world for
Exactly.
sure.
And
Mine
then,
did the same to me.
yeah, when I sub, kids don't say, please, thank you, Mr. Mrs. They don't do that.
Right,
Uh, um, Nicole manners have gotten me further than just about anything.
right.
My mom always
Respect.
said, Right.
And kindness, and it sounds like when you were talking to people, you were talking to them as if they mattered, because we all matter. We all
Yeah.
have a place. And I'm just as important as the janitor or
Yeah.
the mail carrier or the CEO of the company. We are all important because we all play a role in our work environment and in our communities and in our homes and in our families. We all play an important role, and having that respect for one another, it makes the world such a better place. And you said subbing, you're subbing now, you're a substitute teacher at times. You're sharing that important information, values, character, morals, and helping the young people that need to hear those lessons. So I can't even imagine what it's like to be a substitute teacher today.
Well, you said something, and I give all props to you. Um, Nicole, I always like talking to celebrities and everyday people the same, because you're right. Everyone has a story, and the job for me is getting that person at Publix or at Winn Dixie or whatever to stop and talk, and because in life, people, no one asks them about themselves.
Right.
And when you ask them, they go, well, they talk. I'm being facetious.
I know.
But yeah, everyone has a story. You're right. You're right.
Well, I know that the students enjoy hearing your stories. So we could probably talk for hours and hours, and I'm not going to tie you up that long. But is there one in particular memory of your time of interviewing celebrities, actors, musicians, maybe one or two moments that just really have stood with you all this time?
Okay. Here
Share.
we
Here we go. Funny you should ask.
go. The night that Denzel Washington won his second Academy Award, Oscar.
Love him. Love him. Yes.
Remember, that was the night that Sidney Poitier got his second Oscar as well. And so I see him in the on the red carpet with Julia Roberts, who's like, "Hi, kiss them." They're great friends. So he's sitting backstage in our booth with his Oscar on his lap, and it's a magical night for the winners. Magical. It's like they've been hit by a truck. It's magical. So he sits there and he says, "I need a new angle." I said, "New angle? What do you mean?" He says, "People have been saying I should have won the Oscar for this. I should have won the Oscar for that." He holds up the Oscar and he says, "I need a new angle." I thought, cool, very cool. So I'm at the presidential suite with John Travolta. I forget the name of the hotel. It's on Fifth Avenue and 49th Street. It was when he was doing the promotion for the movie that he played Bill Clinton in. I forget the name of the with a book and a movie, but he orders from room service. He orders all the desserts, one dessert each, and they deliver all them. He takes a bite of each dessert, and he's also taking a fork and feeding me. I'm being fed by John Travolta.
Say that. Oh my gosh.
So we're sitting there and eating dessert.
That's a great story.
Yep.
He seems like he'd be really cool.
Hey, very nice. The Golden Globes are at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. They're where all the reporters are on the driveway, where the doorman comes out, gets your bags, and brings you into the lobby. We're all lined up, me and CNN and the Today Show and GMA and blah, blah, blah. We're all standing there with our mics, and behind us is a cameraman. And all the actors walk by one. They stop. Okay, I did the first national interview with Leonardo DiCaprio. They used to send us to what they called a screening to see a movie. So and you go to the junket and talk to the stars. And then when it was coming out Friday, you'd have one star Wednesday, one Thursday, and the big one on Friday. Okay. The movie was called This Boy's Life. And it was Ellen Barkin, the mom, who got divorced and remarried Robert De Niro, who was the word starts with A and ends with E. Just awful. And there's this kid right in De Niro's face, giving him as much back as he's getting. Now, actors don't do that to De Niro, much less a kid. And I say, who's the kid? And my producer says, Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm thinking, made up name.
Yeah, no kidding. You're right.
He comes in, he was 19, cameras, lights. He couldn't have been nicer and dearer and sweeter. Okay, so we're sitting there. He's just as nice as he could be. So he does the Gilbert Grape movie. He's up
Yeah.
for an Oscar or not an Oscar. He won the People's Choice Award. I forget the name of the award. So we're all lined up talking to him, and behind him is a woman in a macrame dress moving slowly as he moves. So as he comes to me, we're talking. He and I are old friends. So I say, who's the woman? And he says, that's my mom. She's a dish, ain't she? I thought, yeah, she's a dish.
Awesome. Oh gosh, Mark, you probably have so many stories like that you could share. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Nicole, I have stories for day. For
Well,
day.
put them in that book. Put them in
Okay,
that book.
will do.
When can we see that book and what's next for you?
Okay, well, books are part of hearing literary, hard word for me to say, agents say no. Some ghost you, don't even get back to you. I'm like, this is awful. People who do that go, happens all the time. There are books that became hit movies that people said no 100 times to.
Right.
Okay, I have to get used to that. So the book has been kind of done for a while, but the incarnation that is now, that's all these stories, is the book. Nicole, I got stories and stories and stories.
Can't even
And
imagine.
each one, see, back then we didn't have these. In order
Right.
to have a picture, you had to have a cameraman, a
Yeah.
camera. So I have
We were
pictures.
writing it all down.
Right. If I had this, I would have 1,000 pictures.
Mhm.
But I have a bunch of them. And there are pictures from the day, and I can tell you stories about everyone. Beyonce was with Destiny's Child when I first met her. Nice as she could be and smelled great.
Oh, well, that's good. Sure, she's
Yeah.
glad to hear you say that.
I was like, who's
Oh, yes, that's so nice and lovely.
that?
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll look for that book in the future. And
Oh, we should do this again.
oh, you call me anytime. I'm going to tell people right now, I have his number, but you can't have it because there are rules and privacy. But now I feel like I've made it, Mark. I've made it now that I've talked to
Nicole,
you.
is that your house behind you?
It is.
Nice house. it, it's blurry, you can't see, but you can see nice house.
I have my husband to thank for that. I got married 3 years ago and moved to Rock Hill, South Carolina where he's from, and that's why I retired from the anchor desk after 27 years on the anchor desk, 30 some odd years in the business. So all I had to do was pack my suitcase and show up.
Well,
When
my wife is my sister's best friend. I met her when she was 16 years old. My
wow.
sister took driver's ed with her and met her and said, when I get my license, I'm going to drive you over to meet my new friend. She drove over, and I thought, who is this? And I was smitten. And, Nicole, been in love one time in my life with her.
That's beautiful. You're really blessed to be in one marriage for so long. That's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. Well, you're lucky and blessed with each other. I know that for sure. So as we close, any final things that you would like to share with my audience? Is there something that people might not know about Mark McEwen that you want to share?
Hmm.
And also, how do people keep up with you?
Well, a couple things. One, advice: don't give up. If you want to do something, life is full of things that will say, I don't think so. Heck with that. Don't give up. I remember when I was young, I wanted a Fiat Spider, and that's a sports car convertible. I thought I looked cool as you know what in that car. My father read Consumer Reports, and he said you should get a Hyundai. My mother said, get the two-seater because you don't want to be 50 and say, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. And so that's my advice I would give to people watching now. The way you can find me, on my website, Mark McEwen, MarkMcEwen.com. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me that way. That way. You asked me, oh, what's next? I
Yes.
don't know, but ain't giving up. I'll say this: retirement is after. Don't get me wrong. For me, it was great for about an hour, and then I thought I got to do something.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm just sitting around the house. So that's why I sub. That's why I speak. That's why I'm writing and all that. But yeah, getting old is a part of the deal, but also being busy as you get old.
Right.
I think it's part of
I
busy.
agree. I'm retired from the television station, the CBS affiliate that I worked for 30 years, 5 years, 35 years in the business. But I'm doing this because it's still in your blood. You still want to be around people. You still want to tell people stories. You still want to talk. And I agree. Find something as you move through life where you have passion, where you feel purpose, where you connect with people, whether it's substituting, whether it's starting your own show and talking to people, whatever it is. It's the connection with other people, I think, that for me fills my soul.
Yep, I agree. I agree. And you're quite good, my friend.
Oh,
Quite.
you're sweet.
Well, it's true. It's true. This whole Nicole, we're in a different era. The era I began in, it was NBC, ABC, CBS, and occasionally Metro Media. That was it.
Yeah.
Now there are platforms all over the place. There are people who never went to college who are, I think the word is influencers
Yeah.
on YouTube
Right.
making $1 zillion.
I'm still trying to figure out how they're doing that because I would like to make a little money off of this, but
Me too.
have the
Me too.
purpose and the passion, the rest will come. But you're right. That's a whole nother show about how our world has changed in
Sure
what
have.
we did back in the day and how content is created and put out now. It's crazy. It's just
Well,
mind-boggling.
let me tell you what I learned at CBS News. When interviewing people, news people, keep your cards close to your vest ask hard questions of the left as well as the right, and the viewer should know which way you lean. Sounds very naive, doesn't it? But that's how I do my business. And a guy said, back when Obama was running, are going to vote for him? I thought to myself, it's none of your business. I
Mm.
said, well, the election is not today. He
Right.
said, if it were today, would you vote for him? I said, but it's not today.
That's a good answer. Yeah, always stay neutral. Right. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
can think what you want, but keep it to yourself. Keep it
I
to yourself.
always said I never understood that question, why people would say, "Well, who are you going to vote for?" You know, I was like, that's
Yeah,
personal,
yeah, that's
personal. I
you,
don't know.
yours, mine, and yours. You did.
Exactly. Gosh, Mark, this has just been a real treat. I tell you, now that I have your contact information, we have to do this again. So
Be
you
happy to. Be
you
happy.
must stay in touch with me. We can continue to share your stories and just the world will love hearing them because you have so many to offer. So blessings to you and your family. Thank you for your time. And gosh, just thank you for the memories. Thank you for all that you did for all of us to be able to watch you all those years and continuing to put good things out into the universe. I love it. Thank you so much.
Well, blessings back. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Here, can you believe we're about to hit 2024? When I was young, the year 2000 seemed so far off. The year 2000 is way back there.
Right. We thought the whole world. I remember being on the news. I had to anchor the news that night because when it hit midnight, we didn't know if power's gonna go off. Remember all that? How what was gonna happen?
I was in Times Square at midnight, and I was like, uh-oh, Y2K, here it comes.
Right.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Oh, but a lot has happened since then, just in your life, and it's been great. And so thankful that you're healthy, that you're encouraging others to continue to fight the good fight and keep going. So it's awesome. I
Well, thank
appreciate
you so
you.
much,
All
and I
right.
wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks. Let's stay in touch. All right.
Will do.
And that
Bye-bye.
will do it for this edition of Conversations with Nicole. Until I see you again, I hope you have a great day.